Today's a WRAL weather alert day with rain impacting your evening commute. I'll let you know how long that rain lasts and also how much will cool down into this weekend.
1 week left as last minute shopping ramps up. We'll look at how inflation is hitting your wallet. Plus, time is running out. Christmas shipping deadlines are quickly approaching. What you need to know to make sure that your gifts arrive on time. Yes, we are talking to all you procrastinators out there, but if you're up at 4:30 right now, you're not procrastinating on the day. You're getting an early start, and we appreciate that. Glad you're up with us. A lot to tell you about. Let's get right to Grant Skinner in the WRAL Severe Weather Center for why today is a WRAL Weather Alert Day.
Yeah, a cold front approaches the area today, and with that, it'll bring an increased chance for rain. The rain starts, we're going to see some spotty showers throughout the day, but the best chance for rain starts later today by the evening commute. That will last through the overnight hours tonight. So because it will impact the evening commute, that's why we have a WRAL Weather Alert Day. Totals range from around a half an inch to 3/4 of an inch. So I don't think flooding is going to be a big concern, but it could impact your evening commute. So that's why we had the alert day. This morning, a 20% rain chance that lasts through around 2 o'clock into the afternoon. And then you'll notice by around 3 p.m. it starts to steadily increase up to an 80% chance by 7 o'clock and an even higher chance during the overnight hours tonight. We'll talk more about these rain chances hour by hour with futurecasts coming up in just a little bit, and also some chillier air that arrives to start the weekend. That's coming up.
Grant, thank you. A health alert if you have traveled through RDU recently. Authorities say someone with measles came through Terminal 2 on the morning of December 10th. This comes in the middle of the holiday travel season. So if you were at the airport between 4 and 8 a.m. on December 10th, health officials say you should monitor yourself for symptoms until January 1st. If you think you are infected, do not leave your house unless you are getting medical help. Doctors say vaccination is the number one proven way to prevent measles. If someone chooses not to get vaccinated for measles, they should avoid public gatherings. For the first time this season, North Carolina is reporting a child has died from the flu. The child was one of 2 deaths reported in the last week. That brings the statewide death total so far this season to 11. Hospitalizations also went up. 480 people are now being treated for the flu. The last flu season was North Carolina's deadliest on record, with more than 544 deaths. 5 of those were children. We are 1 week away until Christmas, and as people finish up any last-minute shopping, we are expected to get a new look today how inflation is hitting your wallet. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at the Target on Six Forks Road in Raleigh. Kelsey, you spoke with an expert about how tariffs may be affecting gift buying.
Yes, Renee, this key inflation report that we're expecting to see today will give us more insight into how inflation is impacting the holiday season. So whether you're buying last minute gifts for your kids, those Christmas toys, or if you're buying ingredients for your family's Christmas meal, you may be paying more this year. Prices for food items like bread, bacon, and chicken breasts have gone up in the last year. Average orange juice prices have gone up more than $1 since 2024. This according to data collected by NBC News. Economists are expecting that inflation will remain about the same, around 3%.
A lot of folks are complaining that their traditional Christmas dinners are going to be a bit more expensive this year, especially if you stay away from the turkey and buy things like beef, because those prices have been rising steadily and continue to rise.
That new report is scheduled to be released this morning at 8:30. And then coming up in the next half hour, we'll explain why tariffs are impacting the cost of toys this holiday season. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
And while you finish up your shopping, time is running out to make sure gifts get to your loved ones on time if you are shipping them in the mail. WRL's Allie Calabar is live at the Avent Ferry Post Office. And Allie, today is the 18th. Walk us through the key dates that people need to know if they want to get those gifts on time.
Now, those shipping deadlines are quickly approaching. For USPS, if you ship with the ground shipping, it won't get there on time, or it's not guaranteed to. But we do know that you still have today for Priority Mail Service and until December 20th for Priority Mail Express. USPS says they prepare all year for this busy season. They've even ramped up the number of packages they can handle per day by more than 20 million. If you want a gift to get here by Christmas from Amazon, Prime members have until December 22nd. Non-Prime members' deadline has already passed, but you have until December 20th for expedited delivery. Now, for Walmart, you can get next day delivery by December 23rd at 12:30 p.m. And for Target, you can get the package by Christmas if you order today, and with premium shipping by December 22nd. Businesses across the country continue to prepare for this time of year, including USPS.
Over the past 5 years, we've made a lot of significant improvements. We've installed more than 600 high-speed package sorting machines throughout the country. Many of those are right here in North Carolina. So it's one of those things that we're well prepared.
Well prepared. They're well prepared, but are you well prepared with meeting those shipping deadlines? Well, we have all those shipping deadlines on WRAL.com. Reporting live in Raleigh, Allie Kathabar, WRAL News.
Allie, thank you. We are trying to learn new information this morning about a police investigation in Goldsboro. The WRAL breaking news tracker was at the scene early this morning on Brown Rig Street near North George Street. Officers left that scene just before 3 a.m. We are working to learn more as to why the officers were there. President Trump is giving members of the military a holiday gift. The president announced in his national address last night more than 1 million service members will be getting a check. He called it a warrior dividend. Trump credited terrorists for bringing in money to the nation, but he did not directly say how the initiative would be funded.
In honor of our nation's founding in 1776, we are sending every soldier $1,776.
And President Trump is expected to visit North Carolina tomorrow. He plans to speak in Rocky Mount. Today is the 6th day in the manhunt for the Brown University shooter. Providence police do not know the identity of that person in this case. Yesterday, authorities released a map showing where the gunman went immediately after the shooting. We also learned that the university is unable to provide names of students who were there in the engineering building at the time of the shooting because it was a voluntary study session. This morning, a third shooting victim is home from the hospital. 6 other survivors are still in the hospital. WRAL Investigates found top public officials in Wilson are among victims of an identity theft scheme. The suspect is the wife of a Wilson police officer. Heather Robinson faces 190 charges related to identity theft, insurance fraud, and practicing medicine without a license. The mayor and police chief both received weight loss medications from her without knowing that what she was doing was illegal. The mayor shares what went through his mind when he learned about the charges.
I thought it was impossible. When I read all of those charges, I was like, impossible. I mean, I read it probably 2 or 3 times because it didn't fit the person.
We've reached out to both Robinson and her husband, who still works for Wilson Police. We have not heard back. The president of the Wake Forest Chamber is resigning. A statement from the board of directors says President Jim Thompson plans to pursue other interests. He was hired by the town in April of this year. Tisha Baker Lowe will step in as interim president. The chamber has had multiple presidents in the last 2 years, including Elizabeth Simpers. She resigned in 2024. She was charged with embezzling more than $69,000 of the chamber's money and using that for personal expenses. The Red Cross is helping more than a dozen people after this fire at the Super 8 motel in Durham. Sky 5 flew over the motel on Guest Road. No one was hurt. Investigators say an electrical issue in a space above the second floor started the fire. This morning, we are getting more information about this house fire in Durham. 4 people are now without a home. The fire broke out after 2 yesterday afternoon. Firefighters say they saw flames coming through the roof when they got there. No one was hurt. The cause is under investigation. The Powerball is going up again to an estimated $1.5 billion. No jackpot winners from last night, and that means the jackpot for Saturday's drawing will be the 5th biggest in the game's history. The cash value will be more than $686 million. Here's a look at last night's winning numbers. Maybe you won a smaller prize: 25, 33, 53, 62, and 66. The Powerball is 17. The multiplier is 4. You can watch Saturday night's drawing right here on WRAL before our 11 o'clock newscast. The NC football team is in Tampa, Florida for tomorrow's Gasparilla Bowl. The Wolfpack will play the Memphis Tigers. NC State is favored to win, but head coach Dave Doran says this game is about development for next year.
And it isn't a kind of a platform for you to go into off-season conversations, because 9 more practices, and what did those mean? What did you learn? How can you grow? These are things we saw that we think that you can do better. And so, that's what this is all about.
Kickoff for the game is tomorrow afternoon at 2:30. It's been 1 year of Bill Belichick as the head coach at Carolina. Tonight, we'll get into the headlines and drama in a brand new documentary. WRAL documentary investigator Kristen Severance and the WRAL sports team pull back the curtain on the hiring process. You can watch Coaching Carolina the Belichick Way tonight at 7:30 on WRAL. It is 4:41 on your Thursday morning. Lawmakers voted late into the night on limits to U.S. military power, what the House's decision means for the president's authority. And hiring slows. New data shows the job market is cooling, but not everywhere. We'll reveal which industries are still adding jobs. We are tracking rain chances for you today. This is a live look out at Fenton in Cary. It is a WRAL weather alert day because we expect those rain showers to affect the evening commute. Meteorologist Grant Skinner times out that rain just ahead.
From the WRAL Severe Weather Center, North Carolina's most experienced team of meteorologists.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, it's a WRAL weather alert day. The rain starts first actually towards the mountains. We've seen some snow here the past couple of weeks. Not seeing that now. It's too warm there, but ahead of this cold front, we'll have some rain starting towards the mountains today. This is a live look from Boone. Things are quiet for now, but you'll notice the rain chances do pick up today. An 80% chance towards Asheville, Bryson City, and Boone. So if you're traveling there at the start of this weekend, traveling today, it's going to be a wet commute. I'd probably wait till tomorrow because then the front will be passed and it won't be so rainy out there. 54 Asheville for the high today, cooler in Boone at 44 degrees. And then tomorrow, again, drier. Temperatures cooler though in the 40s towards the mountains, 30s in Boone. So it's going to be drier and cooler behind the front. We'll talk more about those rain chances here starting late today. That's coming up in just a bit.
Grant, thank you. The U.S. carried out another strike on a suspected drug trafficking boat, killing 4 people. U.S. Southern Command says intelligence confirmed the vessel was operating on a known trafficking route in Eastern Pacific yesterday and tied to a designated terrorist group. Video release shows the boat erupting in flames. No U.S. forces were harmed. The U.S. House rejected 2 resolutions challenging military actions targeting Venezuela. The first resolution directed President Trump to pull back troops until Congress approves a declaration of war. It failed despite backing from 2 Republicans and most Democrats. Another resolution specifically mentioned hostilities with Venezuela. The House rejected that policy along party lines during last night's session. A razor-thin mayoral race is triggering a new election. The State Board of Elections voted to approve a new election for Morehead City. Last month, unofficial results in the race between current Mayor Jerry Jones and challenger Lee Stiles came down to, get this, 1 vote, with Stiles leading. Well, Jones challenged the results after he said 2 voters were turned away on Election Day. He is also asking the board to let them vote in the new race. The new election will be on March 3rd. The DMV is getting nearly 150 new driver's license examiners. A graduation ceremony was held in Rocky Mount yesterday. Governor Josh Stein was the guest speaker. He talked about the mini budget he signed into law 2 months ago, and that allows more people to renew and get their licenses online. DMV Commissioner Paul Tyne says this is a big step toward eliminating those long lines and wait times.
The legislature and the governor recognized that we needed additional resources, and they stepped up immediately, and I'm very much appreciative of that. But we've got lots more work to do. We've got to improve our processes. We've got to improve our website to make it easier for our folks to engage with us. There's all sorts of things that we need to do, but we're up to the challenge.
This was the DMV's largest graduating class so far. These examiners will now serve customers at DMV offices across the state. If you're looking for a new job, you may have a harder time getting hired right now than in recent years. The latest jobs report released Tuesday shows the labor market is cooling. But there is some good news for some job sectors. Thousands of healthcare jobs were added last month, as well as jobs in construction. Other industries like manufacturing and transportation, though, were hit hard with losses. Some economists, like Justin Wolfers, warn the job market is unlikely to get better anytime soon.
The next batch of kids who graduate are going to find it a lot harder to find work, that the folks who are in jobs that they don't really like right now are finding it harder to switch.
The latest jobs report shows only 64,000 jobs were added in November, and unemployment rose to 4.6%, the highest it's been in 4 years. It is 4:49 on your Thursday morning, and Grant, we need the rain, and it's finally coming, but it'll be later today until we see that.
That's right. This morning should be okay. So folks commuting this morning and even through around lunchtime today, it should be pretty quiet, but it's going to be later today. You'll have to worry about that rain impacting the commute. So make sure you have the rain gear handy for late today. It's a WRAL weather alert day because of that rain chance. Again, increases starting later into this evening, and that will last all the way through early Friday. The front finally passes Friday morning. And then behind the front, we'll finally have some chillier air that moves in, but only very briefly. And I'll let you know how much it cools down coming up in a second. Here's our highs today. It reaches the 60s for many spots today. 61 in Raleigh, 66 in Fayetteville, 67 in Clinton. So it could get closer to the upper 60s for a few spots, but to the north at around 60 degrees. So not as warm there. They're closer to the front. The front will finally swing through, and you'll have those cooler temperatures off to the north and west. But it will be cloudy throughout the day, so keep that in mind. Here's Futurecast. We'll start with around 10 a.m. today. Some spotty showers are possible starting to the south. Those will slowly lift to the north. A warm front passes. That's why we have a few spotty showers right ahead of that front. Once that warm front passes, temperatures will climb, many spots reaching the low 60s. And then by the evening hours, by around 4 or 5 o'clock, this is why we have a WRAL weather alert day, you can see the rain starts to move in, slowly working its way to the north and east. But the heavier pockets of rain, I think the more impactful rain, will most likely be closer to 10, 11 o'clock through around 1, 2 a.m. So that's good news for commuters. Again, you still could have some rain that impacts the commute, so we still have the alert day, but the majority of it looks like it's going to be late today into very early Friday morning. Then that moves out. Maybe some spotty showers through the morning commute tomorrow, but that will be very, very spotty. That shouldn't have a big impact on your morning commute tomorrow. After the front passes, again, warm start to the day, then gradually cooling off. Chillier to start the day Saturday, but then only reaching 54 Saturday by the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine, though, staying pretty sunny through much of the weekend. Looking ahead towards Christmas Eve into the 60s by then. But first, we have to get through this WRAL weather alert day. Again, the rain starts later today. That'll last through early Friday.
Grant, thank you. Streaming shift. A major change is coming to Hollywood's biggest awards show. How it could change the way you watch it. Hollywood's biggest awards show streaming differently starting in 2029. Douglas Hyde explains in the Hollywood Minute.
And the award for most surprising move in Hollywood goes to the Oscars. YouTube just struck a stunning multi-year deal with the Motion Picture Academy to carry the ceremony. YouTube will take over the rights from ABC beginning in 2029. The Academy said the new partnership will allow them to expand the global reach of the Oscars.
I guess I'll come back next week and say goodbye.
I'm sure they'd appreciate that.
Buck Rogers star Gil Gerard has died of cancer at the age of 82. The actor was most famous for playing the sci-fi hero on TV from 1979 to 1981. Before he died, Gerard left a goodbye message for fans, which said in part, "Don't waste your time on anything that doesn't thrill you or bring you love. See you out somewhere in the cosmos."
Good morning, Krusty Crew, or should I say, are you ready, kids?
SpongeBob SquarePants has cemented his legacy. The beloved animated character put his hands and feet in the concrete forecourt of Hollywood's famed Chinese theater. The voice of SpongeBob, Tom Kenny, was there as well to soak up the glory. In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
There's a different name lighting up the downtown Raleigh skyline. The Smith Anderson name and logo now graces the top of the tower, formerly known as the Wells Fargo building over on Fayetteville Street. Work is underway to expand and update their offices to include a cafe, meeting, and event spaces. Inflation report today. This morning, we will get a better idea of how much more the holidays will cost this year, how the holidays will hit your wallet ahead. Plus, shipping deadlines. Christmas just 1 week away. How to make sure your package reaches its destination before the holiday. And measles at RDU. An infected person traveled through Terminal 2. What to do if you may have been exposed.